空の海さえ渡らんとする大いなる運ぶ。それは世界の事象そのもの。曰く全能の大神とフェイトグランドオーダーコスモス・イン・ザ・ロストベルト聖艦都市山脈オリンポス。
Hello everyone and welcome back for some more Let's Play Fate Grand Order. We're at the God Destroyer Alliance base, where thou art the harvest that reaps the stars. Definitely a lot of metaphors involving harvesting and wheat. Makes Demeter seem possibly kind of scary. We got new things here. What do we got to do? Servants, humanoid, demonic. Okay, alright. Those are easy enough to get done. But first off, story, which is good, because hopefully there's no real difficult battle. Well, we don't have all of our things back. Wonder who those two on the cannons were. We haven't learned that yet. Seagulls, gazing up at the sky. Always reminds me of my beautiful, fragile daughter. My dear daughter, who was born solely to be loved. You always loved everything that grew on the land. You always had such a bright smile on your face. You always hoped that one day you would meet someone wonderful, fall in love, and have a dear child of your own who looked just like you. Then that child would one day have a child of their own, and so on and so on. Until one day the land would be covered with your descendants. That's what I used to dream about, and I truly believed it would happen. But now... Is this... the Romani? Why? Why? Why did you leave the land that day? Huh. Intriguing. Meanwhile, at the Great Orbital Shrine, Olympia Dodona. Oh. How quaint. How nice. Hanging Perimeter Gardens. This place looks lovely. The birds are chirping merrily again today. They sing the praises of Olympus. They sing of how happy they are to be here amongst its glorious skies, bountiful harvests, and beautiful vistas. Ah, and yet, my heart sits ill at ease. Sounds like you got it rough too, hun. You're the queen, right? In my world's version of Greek mythology, I remember Zeus falling in love with a human queen at one point. But they say you fused with Zeus's first wife, Hera. Doesn't that feel like sharing a body with your mother-in-law? How can you stand it? And on top of that, you're even acting as his priestess. I guess Zeus must really be attached to you. By the way, just out of curiosity, how does this Lostbelt feel about women's rights? Huh? During the Olympia Machia, Lady Hera suffered a grave wound, and her original mechanical body was destroyed. But Zeus was reluctant to lose his beloved queen forever. By fusing her remnants with me, a heroic spirit from proper human history... Oh, you're from proper human history. Interesting. He was able to prolong both of our lives. Such is the depth of his love for us. I see. Thank you for worrying about me, Pepe. Now, if you wouldn't mind, I was hoping to ask you about the Chaldeans. How could I say to know that? Especially after you've been so kindly putting up with me in your lovely shrine. Oh, what's this? Are you two having a nice chat? I was gonna say, you don't always have that thing behind you, do you? I'm happy that you have a more calmed down look, and also, having a scythe is cool, because that is something that was made for harvest. Also, is that melon pan? That looks like melon pan. Any friend of Wodime's is a friend of Zeus's. Please, make yourself at home. Why, thank you. Don't mind if I do, then. I must applaud your initiative, Queen Europa. Lady Demeter. I would never have thought to do something so dreadful as gathering information on Chaldean proper human history. What's this all about? No, wait, let me guess. Is it because you feel responsible for letting them get away yesterday? Yes, that's right. I feel terrible about not being able to fulfill Lord Zeus's revelation. Oh, you poor thing, you really are quite the worrywart, aren't you? But you don't have to worry about things like this. Just let myself and the other gods take care of it. You may have assimilated with Lady Hera, but you're still only a demigod. Zeus would never want you pushing yourself beyond your limits. All you need to do is sit and smile by the flowers like any young maiden your age. Have you met my daughter, Persephone, yet? I would just love to see you two become friends. Lady Demeter, I'm afraid Persephone is a servant, was it? Heroes who were inscribed in humanity upon their death and now materialize as heroic spirits? What a truly awful procedure. I can scarcely think of anything more dreadful. Everyone knows humans should only be born from their mothers. Hold up. Wait, humans should only be born. Okay, if it was people should only be, then I'd be like, there are many myths about, like, gods popping out of foreheads and stuff, but people, okay, fair enough. I have a wonderful idea, Europa. You should think of me as your mother now. It's quite all right, Europa. There's no need to be polite. I'm the goddess of the land, and the land has always been mother to all things. Mother of the land, huh? That almost sounds like Gaia. In the Greek mythology I know, she was the mother of the earth, the gods, and everything else under the sun. She was also married to Uranus, the first god of the heavens. First there was chaos, then Gaia, the land, came forth and gave birth to everything. The land has always been a mother, that's how it's supposed to be. And the sea was also a mother. Or at least it was supposed to be. The sea? I didn't sense any sort of femininity from the late god of the sea in Atlantis. Maybe that refers to the Okeanids, the daughters of the sea? Oh, Pepe, human sage, that isn't what I meant. I suppose it might be difficult for you to understand. But all the same, I'm certain the sea was also once a mother. Huh. Why she point out that? What does that mean? Well, looks like we got away. And we got more people for the pods. Oh, geez, never mind. A magical energy signal is making its way towards the ship. It's kind of faint, but I recognize its pattern anywhere. It's a servant. Damn it, now what do? We don't have anyone here who can fight right now.
Calm down, Manuel. Have you tried a more thorough scan yet?
It's Meteor. What, now you can't even remember the food theme anymore? But anyway, good idea. I'll run it through a thorough scan right now. Easy there, guys. Just keep it together. I already scanned the servant myself, and there's nothing to worry about. Leonardo!
Central Advisor, what are you thinking? You're supposed to be in recovery.
Hey, what's the big idea? You know I prefer to be called Da Vinci. Anyway, don't worry about me. My recovery's still coming along fine. Holmes was nice enough to set things up for me so I could connect my consciousness to the border's core from the recovery pod. That said, the most I can do right now is activate the systems that don't need the magical reactors to be rebooted.
So you're not overexerting yourself then?
Of course not. I'm still making my health my first priority. Isn't that what your family's homunculus used to do too?
Yes, it is. Ruthlessly so, in fact. I miss Tool. But never mind that now. What did the scan tell us?
Alright, the magical energy signal. Well, like I said, there's nothing to worry about. Their spirit origin is super high quality. You can also tell from the low magical energy levels that they're in pretty bad shape. So it looks like a really high-end heroic spirit, one with a spirit origin that's on par with a divine spirit. Has drifted here, probably from Atlantis. Drifted? So what, you're saying they got sucked into the Great Pit's whirlpool? And they've been sort of floating around this area ever since instead of falling straight down? They've probably got some kind of passability that lets them move around like this even when they're adrift.
But we need to make a calm, level-headed decision. So we have a powerful, divine spirit level servant looking about in a weakened state. From Atlantis. Now what is it?
Relax, old man. That was just our new message sound. Looks like we got a bunch of data from the Wandering Sea. Ah, the README's a video file. Well, that's inefficient. That's incredibly inefficient. That completely defeats the purpose of it being a README file. I'll put it up on the main monitor. Firstly, I want to congratulate all of you on making it to Olympus. Now that you've made it this far, I wish you success in cutting down the Tree of Emptiness. I've been going over all the data you sent me, and it's proven extremely useful. Thanks to what you learned by going up against the machine god Artemis and Poseidon, We now know we can expect that the other gods of Olympus are similarly powerful mechanical beings with combat abilities beyond human ken. And above all, we've gained information from the ultimate weapon that Hephaestus designed and forged out of Achilles' divine construct armor. The longbow Orion used to shoot down Artemis. That piece of data turned out to be the final key.
The final key?
This is the key that will give humans the means to bring down gods. The last hope we have of fighting back against these literal Deus Ex Machina, yo, they are. Oh god. When Deus Ex Machina actually means something, that's pop-off worthy, yo. That's like, let's go. Alright. Well. Huh? Why do we have a chest? Huh. That's strange. Why? What are we getting? What's happening? Huh? When is this? Oh.
The skyscrapers are collapsing. Damn these Olympian gods. Not even my defenses can stand in the face of their assault. They're about to break through every one of our defensive lines. Ugh! Assemble, my mass-produced mechanical soldiers. It's up to you to hold the last line of defense. P-boot. Let them hear you roar, man. Even if we should vanish here today, the flag of freedom will still fly strong. Farewell, fellow Chaldeans. The rest is up to you now.
Oh, wow. You get a Sprite. I finished the first 2 summoning positions. I was so close to finishing more, but we just don't have enough time. If only we had a few more minutes, I could have at least finished the 3rd and 4th.
I'm sorry, lady. If nothing else, we should have at least made sure you could escape. Edison's group has been fighting admirably. They clearly learned much from their experiences in the singularities. But I'm afraid this is as far as we go. We are truly, utterly defeated. The gods' lone strike will surely demolish this entire sector before we can deal them even a single blow.
Maybe we threw caution to the wind too soon. Or maybe we really never had any chance of winning at all. Damn it. Mechanical Olympian gods, huh? They're the real deal, so they might even know something about Mahatma.
I know, but remember, they are the enemy of all proper human history. They may as well be ships that cross the sea of stars to come here, my wise and beautiful Helena. But they are absolutely not the stars you looked up to.
Thank you, Mr. Tesla. You're very kind.
It's the truth, lady. Hear me, gods. This world does not belong to you. You were consigned to the trash heap of proper human history long ago. You aren't protecting anything, you only suffocate humanity with your enduring tyranny. Humanity will never be your pets or plaything.
It's not a good noise. Not a good noise at all. Don't even know what happened. I just heard a noise and then everything died. Dang, some of these sections are real short, huh? Oh, we have a battle. Okay, in this quest, you'll form your party before the battle begins. Okay. Alright. What is these ellipses? Oh. Oh, what a quaint little room. How nice. This would be like $1,000 at Disneyland. Is that you, Mash? Good morning. Good, you're already up. I hope you don't mind if I come in. Good morning, senpai. Woo! Did you sleep well last night? Are you okay, senpai? You look pale. I feel like I just had a really bad dream. Mash? Senpai, as a matter of fact, I had a bad dream myself. Right, we share dreams. I think it's probably because we heard that all the heroic spirits that came to Olympus from Atlantis were wiped out. Oh, so much for finding other heroic spirits to join us. Still, they did leave this hidden base for us. It should be more than functional enough for our purposes. And Musashi's here to help too, so it hasn't been a complete loss. Now that we've settled in here, we should report back to Director Gordolf. Our comm situation still hasn't improved, but at least we might not have so much interference down here thanks to the difference in atmospheric magical energy levels. Foo-foo-foo! Aw, thanks, Foo. Foo! Come on, Senpai. Musashi and Holmes are waiting for you. Good morning, Tanner. Did you sleep well last night? Oh, if you're hungry, there's breakfast to be had over there. I'll say this about Olympus, the food here is yummy. I visited lots of different worlds back when I was alive, and as food goes, this place is easily in the top 5. Must mean civilization here has flourished to the point they can really focus on things like refining their cuisine. It's just too bad they apparently never got around to inventing udon. You really do love udon, don't you, Musashi? So do I. Oh, fellow udon lover! Right, you just can't beat that texture. It's true, the way the noodles glide across their tongue while they're being delightfully chewy all at the same time always makes me end up eating more than I intended. Yeah, I know servants don't technically need to sleep or eat, but just because we can go without both doesn't mean we should, if you ask me. Getting good rest helps you feel centered and focused, and a good meal just makes you straight up happy. I mean, since we materialize with emotions and I'll be a waste to neglect them, well, it's glad to see you're in good spirits, Musashi. You bet I am. I'm still me no matter where or when I go. Where I go, but I do. Sure, things might be kind of depressing lately, but in general, I like to smile my way through life. That's the kind of gal I was in life, and it's who I am today. Woof-hoo. Morning to you too, Foo. So, now that we've had a chance to slow down and catch our breath, I think it's a good time to tell you what I've been up to since we last saw each other in Russia. Yeah, what's up? Tell me. First, just so we're on the same page, I was able to meet up with you guys in Russia because of my unique constitution. See, I was able to wander into neighboring worlds in life. I always thought of it as Lady Cannon's guidance, though recently I learned it's actually called drifting. So I think what happened was that I ended up drifting right before the world was wiped clean. Very similar to what we've heard about in Extella. When I drifted back a moment later, there was nothing left but bleached white ground everywhere I looked. At the time, I thought I'd ended up on some blank slate parallel world somewhere. But after wandering around for a while, I drifted right into the snowy fields of the Russian Lostbelt. You with me so far? Yeah, but something doesn't quite add up. Right, back at Caldia, your drift was recorded as something similar in nature to a ray shift. So my understanding was that you could only drift to different time periods in parallel worlds. Yep, as a rule my drifts always put me in different worlds, never in the same one I drifted from. Before, if I wanted to drift back to the same world as all of you guys, I'd basically have to keep drifting between different worlds and hope I'd eventually get lucky. But... When I drifted out of Russia, I found myself face to face with the same bleached white earth of 2020. I tried a few more drifts after that and they all turned out the same way. Well, I didn't always end up in the same location, I did always end up in the same world and time period. A bit surprising at first, but then I realized I basically gained a superpower, the ability to teleport across long distances. From there, I spent my days wandering around, fighting off weird creatures, and testing how much I could control my new ability. Then one day... Watch yourself, woman. Colliding with another teleporter is unheard of even in the Magecraft world. Another teleporter. I ran into this guy who was kind of arrogant but basically alright. We ended up traveling together for a while. He turned out to know a ton about all kinds of things, like he even knew what kind of divine power my drift uses. And what happened to you guys after Russia, I'm not so sure there was anything he didn't know. Anyway, he pretty much caught me all up on the whole situation, so I decided to sneak into the Lostbelt ahead of you guys and wait for you. Oh, I even managed to drift into Olympus easy peasy. I never even knew I was here. Unfortunately, my drift only works on me, so I couldn't bring Robed Guy or any other heroic spirits along. They're probably going to need more help besides just me. Should we spend more time looking for other servants? No need, circumstances being what they are. We can be assured that a grand servant will appear in the Atlantic Lostbelt. That there was, but that servant will be a much more powerful ally than you could ever hope to be. That being said, yeah? And we'll need you as well. If you want to come along, I can take you as far as the Atlantic Lostbelt, but no further. The counterforce truly is nothing if not meticulous, meandering, and mean-spirited. Is he a counterforce guardian now? If so, that's interesting. So basically, your self-warping powers really came through. Yep, I always used to think of this tenacity to drift as a problem, so I'm glad it actually turned out to be useful for once. So in exchange for no longer being able to ray shift to different time periods in parallel worlds, you're now essentially able to freely teleport, at least to a certain extent. It's very impressive that you've been able to make your way into Lostbelt without embarking on a zero sail. Yeah, I'm not really sure how it works myself, but all that sounds right. So in summary, your drift ability involved jumping into the rift between worlds, then emerging into another world. I think it's safe to assume that it still works the same way, since that would explain how you're able to get past the Lostbelt's storm walls. The idea is that you're jumping into a higher dimension, then falling back down to a lower one. The only difference is that before you could fall down to any number of possible destinations, but now you're only falling back to this world, which is why you always emerge somewhere here. Yeah, exactly. Yes, I really can't call it drifting anymore then, can I? Foo-foo-foo. Yeah, who's this robed guy you met? I'd like to know about that too. Is he the robed figure we've heard rumors about in the other Lostbelts? The one who claims to be from Chaldea? Sorry, but I can't answer that. You made me promise not to. And I still owe him for giving me food and shelter for a night, so I can't go back on my word. I see. Well, at least we know he helped you, Musashi. Right. He did, didn't he? We may not know who he is, but we do know he sent you here to help us. And if it's thanks to him that we are reunited, he must be... Well, it's gotta be on Chaldea's side. Yeah, maybe? I mean, it'd be great if that turned out to be the case. Anyway, Tanner Master, something I want you to keep in mind. Yes, the heroic spirits who came here from Atlantis may all be gone now, but you still had allies here willing to risk their lives for you. So while it might feel like you're fighting all on your own sometimes, you're not. You may not be able to see it, but your home world of proper human history is still here to back you up. Yeah, there's always been someone around to help us. Hearing you say that is all the reassurance I need to know you'll be alright. Foo-foo-foo! Foo? I see you're raring to go too, Foo. That's a spirit. You're right. Motivation is the key to success. We're gonna need all the motivation we can so we can settle things once and for all. What? Does saying it out loud scare you? Don't worry, we can do this. You guys already took out 2 of the gods. But we only managed to do that because we had so many servants helping us. Not to mention they had all enhanced their spirit origins using the Olympian god's Theos Kleronomia. On top of all that, they had to risk everything they had, and even then, we were only able to just eke out a victor. This isn't good, Mash. You've been bitten by the cowardice bug. Fool? A cowardice bug? Bugs like that need to be shaken off as soon as possible. So on that note, go ahead and Ortnax up, Mash. Go on. No need to be modest. You know we only just got up, right? Luckily, you can shake off the cowardice bug pretty easily just by getting in some exercise, which means you're doing this too whether you like it or not. That goes for you too, Mr. Detective. Don't think I don't see you watching over there. Good grief. It would seem Eastern samurai intuition, especially at a Sword Saint's level, is a frightening thing indeed. Holmes, should you be up and about yet? Oh yes, I'm quite alright, Miss Curiolite. In fact, I feel even light on my feet now than I did before we left the border. As far as I can tell, I've recovered to the point that I may indeed engage in hand-to-hand combat once again. These medicinal nanomachines are truly marvelous things. You found Demeter Kleronomia here too? Correct. These Theos Kleronomia, a collective mass of microscopic authority, are named after Demeter, one of the goddesses of Greek mythology. Demeter is the goddess of fertility and the deity who cultivates ambrosia, a food which grants immortality. According to the mythology of proper human history, she is best known for the tale of her beloved daughter's abduction. Persephone was abducted by Hades and made the queen of the underworld, despite Demeter's desperate attempts to bring her back to Olympus. Demeter Kleronomia. I remember seeing it once back in Atlantis, but... True, but the Kleronomia that were being kept here are far more effective than the Kleronomia we saw in Atlantis. If we could bring some back with us to study later, I've no doubt we could... Okay, no more questions. Time for morning training. Don't worry, Tanner. You can have breakfast as soon as it's over. Senpai? Looks like you and I are going to do some morning training, Mash. Right, understood. This morning training seems like it'll be very different from the simulator training I'm used to, but I'll do my best to adjust. Very well, Miss Miyamoto, if you insist, but be warned, Baritsu is a highly versatile martial art. If you think your katana alone will grant you an easy victory, I would advise you to reconsider your tactics. Haha, I see some remember to bring their trash talk. Okay, guys, come at me with whatever you like. My void sword is ready and waiting. Are we forced to have a certain partner? No, good. Okay. This isn't bad, though, mind you, right? That's really not a bad choice. Or Super Orion Unga Babunga, let's go. Alright, not this team. Okay, so we got you. We do need... what was the one I was using before? It was one of those ones. That's fine, though. We'll go with you. And we need Mash. Okay. Mashly. Mash does have to be in the front, apparently. But what I can do is I can then switch you out for you, right? And we can get something else for you there. So we can go... Who gives stars? I definitely have one that gives a bunch of stars. You do, don't you? Yeah. You. And then, so we got you two will work well together. You can get, let's go with... Yeah, let's go with that, because then we can give you a good starting amount. There's no real point to giving you the other one there. Yeah, we'll give you that. So you guys there, and... Georgios at the end. That's not bad, that's not bad. Okay. 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 This, though, can go off. And instead we'll give you... Yeah, we need C-stars. You know what? Let's give C-stars right at the beginning. Right? We'll go C-star gain right at the start. Gain 20 arts and buster up. Okay. Because then hopefully we can give that to you right away, right? And then we'll switch. Yeah. We'll get Bigunga for you two there. And we'll switch on over to... Because if we want one that gives a bunch of stars, then that's the one there. All right. Let's do this. I'm sure she won't go all out and completely destroy us, right? Oh, frick, no, I just realized we don't have... should have used the one to send her back there. That's fine. Okay. Okay. Not the best hand to start. So what I might do is... In fact, you know what? I hate this hand. I hate this hand immensely. So, let's try that again. This time with hopefully better hands. Okay. And what I might do is, instead of Estrella, let's put Waver at the front, and then Estrella can come after. To continue the trend, that's probably better. Super Orion... Yeah, let's put you there to buff, right? To get that going, to really get you strong. And then we got you to come in after and help out. Okay. All right. In the words of Mario, here we go! I'm excited. We'll see. All right. Can we get just a big dumb thing for him, right, to start? We got one. The one isn't bad, because I feel like that means we'll get more with him after. Okay. Let's get him crazy strong. Okay, that's what we want. That hundo will do good stuff. Okay, so we're gonna go one. We're gonna go 1, 2, 3, and hopefully next turn we get even more with him. Oh baby, oh baby. Charge gain each turn. 5th force. Okay, that's fine. Come on, big. All we want is big Orion. That's decent. I want even bigger Orion. There we go. That's another hundo then. I think we might have this then. Especially if we go attack, defense down, and then do that. Let's see. Because if we lower the defense, it might be really good. Alright, do the hit. Not as much as I expected. But not bad nonetheless. Okay. Alright. Invincible. Right? And we can just do a full combo with you just to do as much as we can. Right? While we still have these buffs. Okay. She doesn't have break invincible, so. No, she could have gave it to herself, but she didn't. Right, the remove buff comes at the end there. Thank you for the meter. Merci beaucoup indeed. That's good. I think we just won. Right? Especially if we go like these two here. I think we got this. Mind you, we lost our super buffs on him, but still. Alright, and... oh, if that crit, we would have. So close. I'm surprised it didn't crit. You have the breaks, so that's good. Okay. Hi, Estrella. Oh yeah, we got this, because you got the break. We got this. Super Ryan's so cracked. Love it. Love it. Hey, level 4! We're real close. We're real close. Alright, no battles. Hey! Hey, we take those. Foo-foo! I know, right? Food always tastes better, even better after a good workout.
Oh, food's amazing. Oh, my God.
I agree. At first glance, it doesn't appear to be anything special. There's bread, ham, salad, milk, the same kind of staples we've seen in all different sorts of times and places. And yet, for some reason, I can't put my finger on it. Everything here tastes completely different. Well, maybe not completely different. I mean, the bread is still bread. The ham is still ham, and the milk's still milk, and so on. But from the moment you first take a bite, you can sense the flavors changing at least 3 times. And every single one of them is completely breathtaking culinary experience. I know exactly what you mean. I had the same reaction the first time I went around sampling local cuisine. Holmes? Well, we've still only seen a small fraction of what Olympus has to offer. We know that it is an enormous, highly advanced city with many tall skyscrapers, that its nanomachines guarantee its populace long, healthy lives, and that its incredible prosperity, I might add, that is independent of any sort of currency, enables its people to devote themselves to art and academia, thereby further enriching its culture with no need for any kind of manual labor whatsoever. Their daily lives are happy affairs, praising the gods with bright smiles on their faces. War and combat are simply unknown to the people of Olympus. Well, except for where we are concerned. Yes, I see. There is no better word to describe this interstellar mountainous city of Olympus than Utopia. No better word, rather. Utopia. The sort of earthly paradise that people have been dreaming of since time immemorial. Even the food here is simply sublime. The Chinese Lostbelt's empire was arguably a type of utopia as well, but its ideals were only achieved by concentrating its culture on a single point. Olympus, on the other hand, shares its wealth in every sense of the word, all without any conflict whatsoever. It really is a paradise beyond human achievement. I must say, even I don't know what proper human history could do against an opponent like this. Yeah, it's kind of how it feels. Foo-foo. Hey, Holmes? Yes? Did you not notice Tann and Mash had only just cheered up? Did you really have to rain on their parade like that? Besides, as far as we're concerned, it doesn't matter whether this place is a utopia, an amusement park, or a front for organized crime. You guys are from proper human history, which means this is a fight for your very survival. And the only way you guys are gonna walk away from this alive is if you beat them before they beat you. Tanner, you're here on behalf of all proper human history. I know that isn't the kind of position you wanted, and that you really didn't get a choice, but there it is. And you've got enough in your udon bowl as it is without piling on extra toppings. Perhaps. But all that being said, Miss Miyamoto. Musashi? Thank you for worrying about us. I really do appreciate it. But it's okay. We need to know who it is we're up against. We need to know who the people of the Lostbelts are, even if we are attempting to cut their world off from proper human history again. We already decided that it'd be wrong to avert our eyes from the effects of our actions. Wait, is that what this is about? Right and wrong stuff? Huh? Who? Huh? I mean, the key to walking away from a battle alive is to keep things as simple as possible, right? It's all well and good to worry about your opponent's circumstances, your own moral code and stuff, but you have to be able to separate yourself from those things, because worrying about them in the heat of battle is only going to help you lose. I mean, I'm not good for much except slicing folks up like some kind of human meat grinder, you know? So any undue pressure about stuff not directly related to matters of life and death when I'm in the thick of enemy territory is the last thing I need. I see. So comments just now were not meant to console Tann Mascara like there, but rather... Yeah, I just wanted you to cut it out. I wanted you to cut it out to make it easier for me to win. Basically, there's a time and a place for everything, and that includes thinking. I mean, yes, that's obviously true, and I do get your point, but... That's our Musashi! I like that. Time and place for everything, and that includes thinking. It's true. Exactly, just take it easy. Can't win a fight if you're busy moping. Anyway, I'm sorry again for raining on our breakfast parade. Oh man, now my soup's all cold. No need to apologize, Miss Miyamoto. I should have known better than to voice those thoughts at that time. Hey, yeah, you were the one who rained on the parade in the first place, not me. Now that you mention it, I suppose I was, wasn't I? I do beg your pardon. Is that all you've got to say for yourself? Foo-foo. Please go easy on him, Musashi. What in the world are you all doing at this hour? Oh, I'm sorry, we didn't mean to disturb you. Oh, and thank you for breakfast. It was absolutely scrumptious. Breakfast? I see, that wasn't me. The twins made it for you. Twins? People we saw yesterday that we don't really know who they are? That's right, though I doubt you saw their faces at the time. Why don't you two come out already? That's your base of operations now, isn't it? Who are you two, protagoni? I'm glad to hear you like the food. Were you able to get enough rest last night? Oh, we slept great, thank you. Oh, good. I've never had guests before, so I wasn't sure if I did a good job or not. Never mind that now, sister. Aw. For the time being, it looks like you're all at a point where you can talk again. I'm glad to see the Clearonomia is working. I wasn't sure if it would fit your spirit origin or not. Indeed it did, and I'm greatly obliged for your help. Wait, did you give me some too? You? Clearonomia? Don't be ridiculous. It'd be one thing if you'd undergone biomodifications like the elite soldiers, but there's no way Clearonomia could ever be compatible with a normal human from proper human history. No, all I did for you was cast a light healing spell, and since you didn't have more than a few scratches. Oh, thank you. You're very welcome. Phew! Caldia, Visitors from proper human history. Well, I guess that doesn't apply to all of you, but anyway. You must mean me. I'm Makarios, and this is my older sister, Adele. Oh, rolling in the deep. It's very nice to meet all of you. We're the God Destroyer Alliance, or at least what's left of it. I'm Tanner. I'm Ash Curiolite. I'm Miyamoto Musashi, Wandering Servant. How about you in the hood? I have nothing to do with these twins. Introducing myself now would only complicate things. Ah, you don't say. Okay, then who's your owl friend? Hoot hoot. Foo. All the gods of Olympus are machines, so mechanical owls shouldn't exactly be a shock. If you say so. Adele? Makarios? Thank you again for saving us yesterday. I don't know what we would have done without you. Are you both from Olympus? Yes, that's right. We're both official Olympus residents. We have citizen numbers and permanent ration cards, and we live our lives by the grace of the gods' blessing and protection. But the truth is... Not now, sister. Save it for later. They need to know what's going on before we tell them about us. Makarios said no, it's still too soon to tell them about us. Besides, Chaldeans, I'm sure there's someone else you'd all rather be talking to. Who? Oh, hi! Are you alive? Phew! Voice recording for Chaldea, pattern B2. Tesla question mark? Alright, where to begin? For the time being, I've entered all the information we possess into this base's data processing unit. It's embedded with a simple artificial personality program so it can answer most of the questions you might have. That concludes the video portion of the instructions. I'll let the artificial personality take it from here. There, I think that should do it. Activation complete. From here on, I, the artificial intelligence, will do the talking. Yes, the picture remains the same, but get over it. This image is... this image is a recreation made by recycling existing video footage. An AI, eh? I suppose that shouldn't surprise me from one of the greatest scientific minds among the heroic spirits. Don't forget, you can always switch to me if you don't care for the half-witted eccentric's persona. You can also switch to me if you prefer. I can't do anything Mahatma-related, though. Sorry I can't be of more help. Anyway, hi there, Chaldeans. It's nice to meet you all. Yelena. Why did he look so happy about that? So the servants who left the recordings for us weren't summoned to Chaldea, nor are they the ones we met in any of the singularities. Rather, they're all heroic spirits from proper human history who were summoned here at this Lostbelt. I don't know, Edison. Only materials like that in that singularity. Yeah, good point. Thomas Edison's lion-headed spirit origin only came about in the 5th singularity, so he should still retain his memories of us, just like Jean Alter. Alright, let's begin with the basics of Olympus. Your opponents here are, in a word, gods. That was me. I decided to pause the AI for a bit. Before you hear any more, I wanted to warn you that you guys will probably... you'll probably be shocked by what they have to say. It might even be enough to make you despair completely. Some of the heroic spirits that made it here only stuck around long enough to say nobody could win against gods. So I just wanted to make sure you're ready for what comes next. It's okay, keep playing. Right, we can't do anything if we don't know what we're up against. So please, Makarios, Adele, let us see the rest. First, let's begin with the gods. The gods of Olympus, the rulers of this Lostbelt, are genuine deities that have existed since the Age of Gods. Those deities, including the ones you may have seen in Atlantis, are beings who came here from far, far across the universe. This would be where I'd be surprised if Extella didn't already tell me this. Phoo! 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 Now trust Makarios and Adele there as well. They, like all residents of Olympus, refer to the gods as thus. Deities who came here across the sea of stars, the Great Ones. The descendants of primordial chaos, the great systems of prosperity who bear the Cronus crown, and of course the 12 Olympian machine gods. The Sea of Stars. We knew that these machine gods were interstellar weapons, but this is way bigger than I was expecting. I mean, huh? So hang on, just let me make sure I got this straight. You said these are super ancient gods who came here across a sea of stars, right? So then that would make them space aliens, right? Foo, foo, foo. Not quite. It would not be entirely accurate to refer them as merely intelligent life forms from another planet. Based on everything we know, it seems they are more akin to machines from an extremely advanced civilization. One that may reside outside our galaxy or at the far ends of our universe, or in a completely different universe altogether. Yes, that's more or less correct. I'm surprised. I thought you guys would be a lot more taken aback. Why aren't you? After Atlantis, I had a feeling it'd be something like that. I see. Alright, now should be a good time to proceed. Next, I have more information about the gods for you. From this point onward, I will be telling you how this Lostbelt differs from proper human history, and at what point in time it diverged. Plot dump! Plot dump! First of all, how did these gods originally come to be? The first gods were born from primordial chaos. The younger generation fought the Titanomachia, the First Great War. Oh, look, this is straight up original art from that's Greek art, man. Up until this point, the world was largely the same as it was depicted in the myths of proper human history. The Titanomachia was a war between the Titans, the gods of the older generation, and Olympus, the gods of the new. As I recall, Zeus defeated his own father, Cronus, the king of Titans. And in doing so, he gained control over the rest of the pantheon. The gods of Olympus won that war, and Zeus became omnipotent as a result. Omnipotent. Hello! Okay, so I did have people confirm. This here, the White Titan, this did take place in proper human history as well. It's just not known. So yes, there was a second Machia in regular human history as well. Then there was a second Machia. This one took place roughly 14,000 years ago. During this war, also known as the Leucius Machia, the gods of Olympus did battle with an enemy that threatened the entire world. Unfortunately, details pertaining to this event are scarce. Not only was it not recorded in proper human history, most citizens of Olympus know very little about it. However, my distinguished colleagues, what we can say for sure is that we are certain this is the point where the Lostbelt diverged from proper human history. Foo. Why does Foo recognize that? The Third Great War, the Gigantomachia, was a battle that took against the enormous Gigantes. Well, okay, people told me how to pronounce that in today's episode. Ignore the crusty audio. How do I pronounce it? People told me to, because that today's episode did it here. It was... Let's see here. Gigantes. Yes. The offsprings born of Gaia in the blood of Uranus that fell on the earth after he was castrated by his son Kronos. They are known beings for their immense strength, though ironically they are not necessarily huge or gigantic. Gigantes. Okay. Serves as further evidence of that divergence. In proper human history, this Machia was the second and final great war of Greek mythology. In the version from proper human history, the gods of Olympus, aided by human heroes, eventually succeeded at vanquishing the mighty Gigantes. I think the great hero Heracles even played a part, if I'm not mistaken. But in this Lostbelt, the gods eradicated every last Gigant in an instant. How did they accomplish such a feat? By preserving the machine god bodies, which, in proper human history, had long since faded away, I presume. Exactly. The Olympian gods used their original machine bodies to obliterate the Gigantes all at once. At least, that is our working theory. In proper human history, the gods' machine bodies were lost long ago. But here in this Lostbelt, the gods were somehow able to retain them. The result is this very Atlantic Lostbelt in which we now find ourselves, a world ruled by machine gods who still possess their once lost mechanical bodies. So then, in proper human history, the gods of Olympus were meant to lose their machine bodies between 14,000 and 3,500 years ago? Or 3,500. Numbers are hard. So it would seem, but here the gods remained alive and well. And as long as those mechanical gods from beyond our universe have their original bodies, they are not even affected by the deterioration of the Age of Gods that was meant to occur. That brings us to the fourth and final Machia. As with the second, this one has no equivalent in proper human history. It is peculiar to this Lostbelt. A few thousand years ago, the gods of Olympus split into two factions. Their conflict revolved around what to do about humans, whether to rule over them or to coexist alongside them. This schism led to a fierce disagreement between the gods. Zeus, Demeter, Aphrodite, Hera, and Artemis wanted to rule, while Athena, Hades, Poseidon, Apollo, Hestia, Hades, right. I was like, didn't I say Ares? No. Ares and Hephaestus wanted to coexist. We believe Poseidon initially sided with the rulers, but he eventually ended up defecting to the other faction. Gods on each side enlisted loyal lesser gods as their disagreement evolved into full-blown war. This battle went on to be called the Olympia, or the Great War of Olympus as it's known in Atlantis. Both sides fought fiercely, and the remains of the mechanical gods who were killed fell to Atlantis, where they formed islands. In the end, the faction supporting rule over humans was victorious, and the opposition survivors were punished. For example, Poseidon, the sea god. His divine core was rewritten, reducing him to little more than an automated defense unit to protect the Great Pit. And that brings us to today. The gods who emerged triumphant in all four Machia continue to rule this Lostbelt, with the city of Olympus as their capital. Today there are 5 gods who reside within Olympia Dodona, the great orbital shrine that makes up the center of the city. Zeus, the omnipotent god of heavens. Europa, the divine queen who fused with the goddess Hera. Demeter, the goddess of the land. Aphrodite, the goddess of love and beauty. And finally, the Dioscuri, the ancient twin gods. The Dioscuri. Not now, Makarios. Not now. I was gonna say, these two twins are almost assuredly gonna have some connection to the Dioscuri. Why, though? Technically, the twin gods of Dioscuri are a divine spirit, which makes them neither living gods nor mechanical ones. They died once and were transformed into a divine spirit. Who killed them, you ask? I wish I could say it was the God Destroyer Alliance, but it wasn't. No, their killer was the cryptor Wodime. Oh! A mage. Whoa, wait. You're not even saying that it was him who commanded someone else. No, a human mage killed a god. After that, Kristaria formed a contract with the Dioscuri, making them his servant. To be clear, he did not summon their divine spirit from the throne of heroes. He formed a contract with the genuine gods after they had been killed and reduced to a divine spirit. The Dioscuri are not among the 12 Olympians, but they are no mere lesser god either. They are one of the ancient gods who accepted Zeus as the supreme being. To be precise, they are a divinity that have been around since before the Gigantomachia. From what we've been able to gather, they joined the pantheon by imbibing of Zeus's divine blood, his Kleronomia. They are now considered children of Zeus, with standing equal to Apollo in his glory days. And Wodime managed to kill them. Hard to believe, isn't it? Ha ha ha! If only it really was as bad a joke as it sounds. They should have just stayed dead. Them? Divine spirit? What a load of crap. Dioscuri are deranged. They don't deserve to be spirits, let alone gods. Please forgive my brother. He swore an oath to the late Athena that he would one day take revenge on the twin gods for their murder of our 100-odd fellow Alliance members. Dang. The Dioscuri are bloodthirsty maniacs, death incarnate, human killers. They killed almost all the humans who joined the God Destroyer Alliance. There are only a few members left now, including us. That must have been really hard for you. Oh, well, Chaldeans, why are you acting like that? Aren't you scared? We're up against murderous gods, gods who actually enjoy going out of the way to slaughter people. If that isn't bad enough, there's another guy out there strong enough to make them his flunkies. Just the idea that you might have any chance of beating them is absurd. Yeah, it's absurd. We know some of the heroic spirits gave up and walked away when they found out how the Gigantomachia ended. So what about you guys? What's your deal? Does the fact you guys aren't even more phased mean your world, proper human history, is even more messed up than ours? Stop that, Makarios. That's no way to speak to people we've just met. Oh. Sorry, everyone. Got a little out of hand there. Please, it's fine. Really, I don't blame you for being taken aback. We've encountered so many different threats by now that I suppose our reactions must seem strange. Gods from another universe, mechanical gods with frightening powers, twin gods who enjoy taking lives, Kristaria, who's strong enough to make those gods his servants. Every last one of them is a tremendous threat, threats that we may very well not be able to deal with. And these revelations are shocking for us. It's tempting to despair in the face of such overwhelming odds. But all that being said, now we still got jobs to do. We're not chickening out. Okay, I think I get it now. Yeah, that's it. I get what you guys are like now. You're just how Edison said you'd be. He was right after all. So you Chaldeans really are just a pack of weirdos, huh? Well, nothing wrong with that. You've convinced me I like you guys. Foo-foo! So you get it now, huh? That's great. They really are weirdos, aren't they? Foo! What the hell are you? Don't jump on us. What are you, some kind of squirrel? Look, Macarius, I think he likes you. Foo-foo! Hey, get away from my sister. Cute. Happy. All right. It was a dump, all right. This is good. This is what I need. Because then by doing this, I can get my thing back. Weirdos, huh? Yes, that's the right way to think about them, Macarios. They're all hopeless weirdos. That's been the case in every other Lostbelt so far, too. It's not, that's not to say that means I'll be able to accomplish the same thing here. What are you talking about? You're only here because the collaborator sent you, right? So where do you get off acting like you know so much about Chaldea? Collaborator? That's what we call the person who's been so kindly aiding our God Destroyer alliance. We don't know their true identity either, but they've been a big help to us, especially with procuring supplies for combat. We were told that the collaborator sent this hooded man here to help us, but... Say, you in the hood, you are on our side, right? Of course. I am for now, at least, otherwise I would have let the gods do what they wanted with you. I'm an acquaintance of this collaborator you speak of, and... on second thought, that's enough for now. Who could this be? Excuse me. I apologize if I'm way off the mark with this, but are you... Kadok Zemlupus. What? Oh. Kadok. I'll spare you the details of this particular exercise in deduction, but suffice to say I am something of an expert when it comes to disguises. Well, Sir Hood, did we get it right? Oh my god. Kadok! Foo-foo-foo! What, do you guys know each other or something? Oh my, does this mean you're part of Chaldea too? Me? Part of Chaldea? You've got to be... Forget it, just hell no. I was kind of doing the right voice in the end. Damn it. Holmes, I get, but how the actual hell did you see through my disguise mash? I was using a disguise spell and everything. I'm sorry. Whoa, what are you apologizing for? It's not like you did anything wrong. Yeah, fair enough. Kadok, you saved our lives, dude. Saved you? I only bailed you out because it would have been a waste to let you die back there. As far as I'm concerned, you're nothing more than pawns I can use to throw Olympus off balance, just like you did in Russia. I'm going to use you guys to further my own agenda. That's the only reason I bailed you out. It's not like you even have a snowball's chance in hell of winning here anyway. Between Zeus, Wodime, and the foreign gods' alter egos, you guys are hilariously outclassed. That's why I don't have to bother trying to kill you myself. Ooh. Kadok, as a former member of Team A myself, I'm not part of Team A anymore. I'm a cryptor now. Hell, maybe I'm not even that anymore. Does that mean you're not acting with or on behalf of the cryptors here, Kadok Zemlupus? Hell no, I don't have the slightest idea what Wodime's thinking. He went out of his way to have Rasputin get me, but he never told me why. He never told me why. You may have lost your Russian Lostbelt, but that doesn't mean you need to enter another cryptor's service. You can keep your serious light, too. You're a free man, Kadok. All I want you to do in this Atlanta Lostbelt is whatever you see fit. Is that your idea of a joke? Because if it's not, it doesn't make any sense. Aren't you the one who sent Rasputin to get me off the shadow border? That was entirely the priest's decision. I have no right to give the foreign god's disciples orders. As for why he saved you, your guess is as good as mine. Perhaps he only wished to prevent you from leaking information. Yeah, well, there's not much I could have told them besides which crypto was where. None of us have any idea what the Trees of Emptiness are actually made of, or the foreign god really is after all. Of course not. The foreign god couldn't care less about any of you after all. The foreign god isn't going to tell you anything, nor do they expect anything from you. They couldn't care less if you lived or died. Whereas the same cannot be said for me, as my every action carries the weight of the grandest expectations. Alright, I'm definitely feeling like Wodime here is not on the side of the god and is doing his own thing. Is that so? Well, excuse the hell out of me for being a third-rate mage. That's weird. What was that long silence for? It's fine, Caddock. Just get some rest for now. We won't have to worry about Caldia for the time being. Canis has told me they've made their way to Scandinavia, but there's nothing we can do about them from here. So my only orders are for you to go about and see Olympus for yourself. You actually think I can live up to your expectations, even after the total mess of things I made in Russia? I'm not the one who can decide whether or not you'll do that, Caddock. You are. You might as well have not told me anything at all for all the difference it would have made. So now I'm doing whatever the hell I want, just like he asked. It's part of why I'm here. I'm gonna uncover the truth behind Zeus and what Wodime's really thinking. Oh? And what do you mean by the last part? I don't actually care what's going on in that head of his. It's not like I've got anything else to do. I'm gonna show that stuck-up aristocrat that things aren't always gonna go his way. You're gonna show him defeat just so he can feel it once, right? Oh, what's this now? Goodness, it's been so long since I've seen your face in person. I think the last time must have been back then, when you tore those poor Dioscuri twins apart. Kushtaria, Wodime. What's he gonna say to her? Good day, Lady Demeter, goddess of the land. Indeed, it has been a long time, hasn't it? It seems your memory partition is functioning properly, at least in regards to me. Oh my, how terrifying. That sounds as though you could destroy our true Althean bodies whenever you like. Alethian? Alethea. That's new. Is that what they call spiritrons, maybe? Or is that... wait, no, do you mean the machines, maybe? Ah, Kushtaria Wodime. A dreadful human capable of killing us single-handedly. You're quite the problem child, aren't you? It saddens me so, particularly since I think of you as my own son. Demeter, mournful goddess of the land. Mother of the beautiful Persephone who inherited much of Gaia's disposition. I urge you to share your boundless motherly love with humans other than myself. I have no need of it. Oh my. But there can be no children without mothers, nor can children grow without love and nourishment. Gods and humans are the same in this respect. Humans. This new intelligent species still barely older than a newborn babe. This precious, fragile intelligence we met on this planet. I love you all, truly. I love you as though you were my own children. And I love you too, Kushtaria. In the same way you love Persephone? Why, yes, you know, Zeus is absolutely right. There's nothing that brings a mother like me more joy than seeing her children grow up strong and happy. Which is why there's nothing I wouldn't do to make that happen. I would take an arrow for my children. I would gladly give up my body, my life, and my Althea for them, truly. Alethea, I gotta say that right. And I will take you at your word, Demeter, and trust that you truly bear mother's love. As a matter of fact, Zeus's ideals of the restoration of mythology are closer to your own notions than to mine. Kushtaria, what are you saying? Do you mean that Olympus, the heart of our Lostbelt, is not the ideal you seek? Of course it is. We only differ when it comes to our endpoints. You see, I believe that the gods should be even stronger than they are now. Why would you say that? Why would you want that? Now let me tell you one more thing. This is the single most important piece of information about the gods of Olympus I have to share. The king of this Lostbelt is Zeus, an all-powerful god who naturally still possesses his original mechanical body. He has existed ever since the Age of Gods, just like Skahawk Skadi from the Scandinavian Lostbelt. Looks like this information we already knew. Zeus, an omnipotent god who continued to exist for millennia. If we were to take his omnipotent nature at face value, then we would seem to be well and truly outmatched. And yet, Mr. AI, I cannot imagine that the electricity expert whose visage you now borrow would waste his time challenging an opponent whom he truly has no hope of defeating. Ha! You cut right to the heart of things, don't you? Still, I can hardly blame you for interrupting, Mr. Holmes. You have every right to be concerned. And you're correct. Your hope of defeating Zeus is small. Perhaps even infinitesimal, but it does exist. Zeus is indeed almighty, but he is not truly omnipotent. Phoo! Almighty, but not... So he can do all sorts of stuff, but not everything. You catch on quickly. Yes, it's exactly right. As king of the gods, Zeus possesses authority over infinite things, but conceptually, he does not possess infinite authority. We believe that Zeus turned into a nigh omnipotent god by synchronizing all of the Titans' authority with his own, followed by the many lesser gods' authority, and ultimately, even his fellow 12 Olympians' authority. That much, at least, would seem to be a matter of little doubt. But conceptually, he is not truly omnipotent, and so does not have control over all the things and beings in the world. At least, that's our working theory. I see. Do you happen to have anything to support that theory? Of course, the very alliance space you're standing in right now. It's true. If he was truly omnipotent, he wouldn't be able to see us. Underground infrastructure. Precisely. A truly omnipotent being would have known about villains like us lurking underground the instant we set foot in here. And yet he has no awareness of this underground infrastructure. This was the domain of Hades, his fellow god, and he doesn't even bother to look at it. From this, we can surmise that the gods of Olympus are conceptual deities, like those from other mythologies, and simultaneously that they depend on kleronomia, their authority-like functionality from the enormous mechanical bodies is used as ships to cross the Sea of Stars. That is where our chance of defeating Zeus lies. For if we are up against an omnipotent king of gods with authority over infinite things, rather than a truly omnipotent god, then you should have a chance, however minuscule, of defeating him. Thank you, Mr. AI. This has been both informative and hope-inspiring. Foo-foo-foo! Alright, let's get back to business. Though that said, the only business that remains is the information we have pertaining to Zeus. The omnipotent king of gods, head of the 12 Olympians and victor of all Machia, has formed a contract with Krishtaria as his equal. Well, bet you had no idea about that, did you? Foo! Foo! You mean Krishtaria formed a contract now with a divine spirit, but a god? But that shouldn't even be possible. Granted, there's no way to test that for sure, given that gods don't exist in our own time. But theoretically speaking, forming a contract as equals is... Okay, hang on. Let me make sure I got this all straight. You're saying this Krishtaria guy formed a contract not with a divided spirit, but with an actual god, right? And not just any god, but a demiurge that's as big a deal as the Vairocana? Fullmarks, Miss Miyamoto. In fact, from an esoteric Buddhist perspective, that was a truly perfect answer. That's right, Zeus is neither a divine spirit that returned to nature nor a divided spirit. He is a proper almighty god, and Zeus Wodime has formed a contract with him. It puts him on completely equal footing with Zeus as a sworn friend, no less. Holy cow, that's the kind of mate you guys have been up against? That's right. Not that we managed to stand up against him for very long. Wodime's been clear about his goal from the beginning. We are about to fill this world with inhuman mystic secrets while restore the Age of Gods. If this Atlantic Lostbelt ends up becoming the new proper timeline, that goal will be pretty much fulfilled. He formed that contract with Zeus to be certain this Lostbelt's tree of emptiness would grow bigger as soon as possible. But even with all that said, there's something that doesn't add up. The Lostbelt needs its tree of emptiness to maintain its existence, but that doesn't change the fact that, as far as that Lostbelt king is concerned... You know, what are we flashing back to? Just all the different... Okay. That Tree of Emptiness is something strange and entirely foreign. But Zeus had no problem with this. I'm sure he and Wodime came to some sort of secret agreement about it. But at this point, I can't see what their endgame could be. Foo-foo! Keep that furball away from me, would you? I never liked it even when I was at Caldia. Foo! Easy there, Foo. It's okay. We finally found someone who doesn't like you. Alright, Mash, it's the last thing I have to tell you. If you want to see Wodime, you can find him in the Great Orbital Shrine Olympia Dodona. That's where you'll find Zeus, too. Hey, Kadok, if you want to come back to Caldia... What, have you finally snapped, Tanner? I might not be a cryptor anymore. That doesn't mean I want to go back to Caldia. I can't trust either side, and I'm sick of being somebody else's pawn. I'm gonna fight back. I'm gonna do it on my own terms. So much more badass doing it like that, too, anyway. Anastasia'd probably say the same thing if she were still alive. Alright, that's it for me. I'm getting out of here. I've said everything I wanted and gotten everything I needed out of being the collaborator's lackey. I doubt we'll ever see each other again. That'll really depend on you guys. Kadok. See you around, Mash. Just make sure you don't stick her with the losing team there for too long. You felt for yourself how strong those gods were, right? Well, Zeus and Wodime are even stronger. If I are you, Chaldeans, I take a good long think about how much you want to about how you want to spend the rest of your lives. If you survive long enough, make sure you go see Wodime. But who's the collaborator? We still don't know. We still don't know. Alright, is there a battle here? There is, it's a berserker! Oh boy. Is this whomst I think it is? You know, I thought I'd tail him for a bit to see where he's going. But he lost me pretty quickly. Too bad! Man, turning invisible and then a rapid movement ability is a hell of a spell combo. It might not technically be teleportation, but it sure feels like it. Maybe he's using talismans and mystic codes that Kristaria gave him or something. You were tailing Kadok just now? Well, of course. How could I not after he tried to run off like that? Incidentally, I attempted to tail him as well with equally dismal results. I suppose we should have known he wouldn't make it that easy for us. That being said, I believe the information Kadok and Olympus shared with us is trustworthy enough to use in determining our next course of action. After all, he would have very little reason to lie to us except for personal revenge. Well, he certainly has cause to desire vengeance on us, taking into account his manner of speech, facial expressions, tone of voice, and what he told us. We get it. Enough with the deduction shtick already. Basically, we have to make our way to Kristaria, just like Kadok said, right? Eventually, you guys have to cut down the Tree of Emptiness these insanely powerful super beings are defending. Boy, talk about playing on hard mode. It's gonna be a fun challenge. Phew. Since this collaborator person is good enough to support this underground society here, I figured it'd make our lives a lot easier if we could make contact with them. But looks like that's not happening anytime soon. So, what's our next step? Great Orbital Shrine, Olympia Dodona. If that enormous floating building is acting as the gods in Kristaria's base of operations, then our next step should be figuring out how we're going to get to it. We could try to get there in the border through a series of zero sails, but even Zeus's thunderbolts somehow missed us while we were still preparing. It wouldn't take long for the other gods and soldiers to overwhelm us with sheer force of numbers. What is that noise? What is that noise? There we go. Yeah, what was that sound just now? Oh, that? I was just defrosting something. Like frozen food? So proper human history is frozen foods too, huh? I never knew that. This isn't food, it's something way better. Tanner, we'd like to officially ask you to join the God Destroyer Alliance. We want you to come fight with us. You want to go to the Great Orbital Shrine, right? You also need to cut down the Tree of Emptiness, Magellan, that's even further up past it, right? Then we should be able to help you with both goals. We have ways of traveling through airspace here. Furthermore, the Great Orbital Shrine is the God's throne. It's forbidden for humans to set foot in there. They won't let you in without a fight, but then you're gonna have to fight the gods anyway. That's why I hope I can count on your help. I'm not asking them to fight with us. We will. Magellan, another galaxy name. Though I'd suspected as much. We'd be honored to help you. Oh, I just had a thought. Why don't we take this occasion to celebrate? Ah, by celebration you mean yummy food? That's right. I made a pretty simple breakfast, but for a special occasion like this. Sister? Huh? Sorry to interrupt, but I need to use this thing while it's still freshly defrosted. Oh, I see. Yes, you do, don't you? So no yummy food just yet, huh? Bummer. Yeah, what was it you were defrosting anyway? Something you might have seen before. Here it comes. The floor just opened up and something huge is coming up from underneath it. Oh. Huh? It looks just like the hostile entities we encountered in Atlantis a number of times. It's a steel chimera, an autonomous weapon made out of high-purity Kleronomia. It used to serve the gods, but after Edison and Tesla made a number of adjustments to it, and Miss Blavatsky casted a spell to tame it, it now listens to us. It does a very good job, too. Nemia, sit! As you can see, it's now this Alliance base's trusty guardian. So next up, we're going to use it to see how strong you guys are. Just you okay with that? Yep, figured something like this was coming. Oh, no you don't. Where did that big talk from earlier go, huh? Surely you're not about to say your Baritsu is no match for little demonic beast, are you? Of course it is. I said Baritsu is a highly versatile martial art, and I stand by that, but that doesn't mean using it to fight a creature like this isn't quite simply a pain in the posterior. You two really get along, huh? Anyway, we can back you guys up with artillery, mystic codes, but we don't know that much when it comes to sword fighting. It's true. We're hoping we can count on all of you to handle the melee combat if you don't mind. Hey, you'll be fine, right, Mash? I mean, you got that giant shield and everything. Me? Sorry, Mash. Emergency battle transformation time. Right, Master. Just give me a few minutes, please, if you all wouldn't mind. Emergency transformation complete. Setting output to 70%. Why couldn't she put it on automatically? Huh. Preparing to intercept combat training target. Why couldn't she put it on automatically? What's up with that? Huh? So let's see here. I wonder if there's a new servant that I can use from someone. No one seems to have Europa, who I've never used, but I'm sure we'll get to see as we continue to play at least. Diascurry there. Okay. Let's see. Whomst do we have that can be very good? Probably best to just grab ourselves a foreigner here. Just make our life easier. Right there. Foreigner, so we're gonna go with Kill Berserker. We got our team here. Foreigner. You know what? Let's just stick with what we had and do that again. Right? Do the same thing again and see how it goes. Let's give it a shot. Let's see how it works. I'm sure it's not gonna be a major thing, right? It's just a battle against the Chimera, right? Right? He's not gonna have 700,000 HP. Oh, there's a bunch of them. Okay. Okay. Start with some of this. Okay. Alright. Let's go 1, 2, and 3 to get even more stars there, hopefully. Just get a bunch. Why not? And start by lowering their attack as well.
I am the bone of my soul.
Okay, a little bit of attack down. Oh, we killed you already. Very nice. Now we just got to get a good red on him. Okay. That's what I wanted. That's the good stuff. Sick. Pop that on you. And let's go 1. You know what? Pop that. We'll go 1, 2. No, let's go 1, 1, 2, 3. That's what we're gonna do. Okay, never mind. I thought we'd do some ridiculous damage and get them both, but there was no way. Which is fine. We still did great damage. Okay. Nothing really else with him, but that's fine. We'll go 1, 2, 3. Good stuff. Okay. Well, you're really going with him, huh? Okay, well, we can pop yours there. We can go 1, 2, 3. All right. Hey, we got the stun. Very nice. Good. All right. Let's give you a bunch. Let's go 1, 2, 3. I'm sad that didn't crit, but we're good now. Good stuff, bud. Yeah, that was easy peasy. What item are we going to get, though, from these guys? That's the question, right? Because it says they're giving me an item. That's enough. Okay, Namia, you can rest now. Bork. The steel chimeras are going back into their underground storage hangar. The battle's over, Master. Never would have thought the chimera would divide itself like that. Is it just me, Miss Miyamoto, or were you not taking this especially seriously? Looks like you guys really are strong. You obviously had a lot of experience fighting up close. That means you ought to be able to go toe-to-toe with the Royal Guard. But it's still not enough to beat the gods. So we're going to use Tesla, Edison, and Blavatsky's parting gifts. That's right, they left us a number of machines and a few different plans of attack to use. These god-slaying blades are the best tools that the God Destroyer Alliance can offer you. Adele, you're hurt. What's up with that? Huh? Oh, this, I guess it must mean I got hit when Namia's shards went flying. Don't worry, I'll be fine. She's bleeding from her right arm. We have to stop it. It's okay. She'll be fine. In fact, this is a good chance to show you something. Just stand back and watch. Dang, alright. Nice. Your injury is healing itself. It still hurts, but the wound is gone now. By tomorrow, there won't be any trace of pain left. So it's really okay. You don't have to worry. Phew. You can burn us, shatter us, tear us apart. Doesn't matter. We'll always go back to our perfect forms. That's right. We never change, no matter what happens to us. Any injury we suffer heals itself. That's how we've been remade. Thanks to the ambrosia, the Demeter clear anomia that they regularly give us to maintain our bodies. No citizen of Olympus will ever get sick. We're practically immortal now. Some big parallels to some of the stuff I heard about in Fate Requiem here, which makes sense that this is the next event. It is wonderfully tied into the plot, actually. No one can die. No one can kill. The gods are the only exception. They're the only ones with the power to kill us. Huh? I'm sorry. I think I may have misheard you a moment ago. Did you just say you were practically, immortal? Yes, Miss Caroline, you did indeed say that. I presume that means that as long as the god's authority remains, you and the other people of Olympus will even come back from death? That's right. Come back from death, huh? Immortality. The one thing humanity has continued to long for since time immemorial. The ultimate goal of countless technologies, not to mention magecraft. And here it is, it's just a fact of life. Just how advanced is Olympian civilization compared to ours? So every injury anyone gets healed automatically, so they never even have to fear death. It's damn impressive, that's for sure. I can't even imagine what it would be like to live like that. Foo-foo. I knew this city had achieved long, healthy lives for its citizenry, but I never would have thought it also found a way to bring them back from death. Never mind utopia, this place would seem to be more akin to heaven, a collective idea of a blissful life after death. It almost strikes me as a calculated plan to forcefully evolve all of humanity into the realm of gods. Good gracious, I can only imagine the look on Qin Shi Huang's face if he were to be here to hear this. So if Olympians can even come back from death, does that mean that soldier we fought is still alive? Oh, right, yeah. just gotta get that head back on there, right, Musashi? Right, now that you mention it. That reserve soldier we first fought after the alarm sounded he was dead. I killed him myself. But now that you mention it, there was something strange about it. Even after I dealt the killing blow, I didn't feel as if I'd really won. I guess him not actually dying would explain it. He didn't die. None of us can be killed here. Inflicting death is a power only the gods have. By this point, the soldier will have come back to life and started thinking about ways to get his revenge. Well, we're on the subject. I might as well tell you this too. Even if we stop taking ambrosia like me and my sister have, Clearnomi inside our bodies will continue to function. So we'll always be like this. Forever. Forever? Forever? That's right. Forever. Immortality is, well, eternal. Ever since that day the gods bestowed ambrosia on us eons ago, we've always looked exactly like this. So these people are like, whatever age they were when they took the ambrosia, they're just stuck like that now. Dang, if you get stuck as an old man, rip to you. You mean you have eternal youth too? Alright. We've been alive for a long time. A very, very long time. We'll never reach adulthood. We both stopped growing long, long ago. The adults are all happy that we're still children. They say children are weak and should be protected, so we should just let them and the gods take care of us and be grateful for it. Never mind that we passed adult age a long time ago. No, I see. While many Olympians may be fine with this enforced stagnation, the two of you are not. And while the gods may have succeeded at preserving happiness at the level of society, it seems they were unable to extend their control to individual emotions. Truly fascinating. Very well, that at least makes clear why you two have chosen to rebel against the gods and assist us. Before we go any further, there's one thing I would like to confirm with you. That's right. Fine with me. As you know, we are from Caldia, a group of beings from proper human history. A victory here would mean the end of this entire Lostbelt. Do you understand what that means? If we succeed at cutting down the Tree of Emptiness, everything here, Olympus, the gods, and all the many people, including you two, will disappear. No exceptions. Even knowing that, you still wish to fight by our side. They want a chance to escape from immortality. And this is the only way, huh? Phew. Yeah, we do. We don't need to keep living the same day over and over forever. We want to see a new tomorrow, even if it means we end up dying for it. I get where they're coming from. Oh no. Please don't be sad, Mash. We've spent an entire century thinking this through from every possible angle. And this is what we decided. We want to see tomorrow, a real tomorrow. A day that's different from the one that came before. Something more than just another today. We've already lived more than enough for countless lifetimes. Do you have any idea how old I am? Well, I remember everyone in Atlantis had a lifespan of at least a few hundred years. So I would guess maybe twice that or several times? A few hundred years, huh? The gods' protection must have worn pretty thin for them. I'm jealous. Back during the Fourth Machia, we were actually supposed to go to Atlantis ourselves, along with all the other people who supported the faction that wanted coexistence between gods and humans. But what happened was, we missed the last boat. And we'll never have another chance since the gods don't allow any of us to leave the city. Whoa, hold up. The Fourth Machia was the war between the gods. Didn't that happen something like several thousand years ago? So you guys are saying you're a few thousand years old? No, we're not. I'd say we've been alive for about 10,000 years. Oh yeah, God, you'd want to be done with everything, huh? That's right. 10,000 years plus a few centuries. 10,000! Whew! Yeah, no wonder. It makes sense. We're citizens of Olympus. We're the gods' beloved playthings kept in their eternal cradle. Ever since the day the gods built this city, we've been stuck living here forever. That's right. For over 10,000 years. We've been forced to live millions upon millions of versions of essentially the same day. Never getting to set one foot outside the city's limits. Never getting to grow or change. For 10,000 years, we've been utterly stagnant. Yeah, that sounds bad. That sounds real rough, yo. Wardrobe? For who? What? Refurbished? What? What does that mean? Is there an actual difference? Okay. Huh? Is there a difference?
Yeah.
Okay, so I have to turn off the costumes there. My room. Let's turn off random costumes just so we can see it there. Hey, look. Oh, cool. We actually get to be in here. That's cool. Game options. Let's turn off the random servant costumes. Support, first use, subtitles, enhancement, display random. Turn that off. Okay, because then we can... Because I want to see what that means. Well, I didn't see a difference. No, not... Let's just go to the... Formation, Spirit Origin list. Okay. Is there a difference? Oh, is it just... Is it just without the mask? Is there new voice lines? Boy, there's a lot of Master Mission ones. Huh. Why? It's a strange choice, not gonna lie. Let me... Ortinax refurbished. I'm Googling it because I'm curious. Unlocks a new version. What does this mean? I'm trying to figure it out. Unlocks a new... Okay, so Spirit Dress. Okay. What? I don't get what the point is. Okay, so she received her third... Okay, so I'm looking here on the page. Refurbished. Okay. I don't get what the point is. Is it just taking it off? If so, it's a strange thing to give, but sure, I guess. Alright, I guess we'll learn about that next time as I play as her, and we'll see maybe. But, yeah. Thank you guys for watching, and I will see you next time for some more Let's Play Fate Grand Orders. We head on to Thou Art the Harvest That Reaps the Stars, Part 3. We'll see you then for that. Ciao.